Hello everyone, glad to be back. I know it's been a while, but I just read the new Dungeons & Dragons rules that they were releasing in Unearthed Arcana, and I just wanted to make a short but sweet video letting everyone on the whole wide internet know generally what my thoughts are. Generally speaking, there is one thing that I am really excited to hear about. Every change that they announced is no surprise to anyone that has been playing this game for a while. This has been a long time coming, especially with the changes to the origins and the backgrounds and all that. But what really caught my attention was the changes to the crit system, and that is that monsters can no longer crit and spells can no longer crit. On the monster side of things, I think this is a fantastic change that has been a long time coming. When I am balancing encounters, there is oftentimes, more times than you'd think, where the optimal threshold for a monster to be a threat cannot be reached, because if they crit using that damage, then the effect would just be too devastating and could completely swing the fight the other way, and it could make a trivial fight into a potentially deadly encounter or lead to a player death. Which, of course, there are ways to mitigate that with just like making saving throw abilities, you know, like half damage on a success, full damage on a failure, or etc., etc. But this will allow for monsters to be a lot more predictable from the design phase, from a DM's perspective. And so I'm all for that. I think that's great. And who knows, maybe that means that the new monsters that we will see in the future will have some cool extra little abilities that we can have up our sleeves to make encounters a little more interesting and fun, intense. And on the other side of that is the change to spells. On one hand, the same logic applies for the monster change, where you can definitely customize spells a lot more and make their damage thresholds a lot more predictable and potentially impactful with taking crits off the table. But on the other hand, when you have a spell that is a roll to hit, you always have that chance of missing, so throwing that crit now off the table makes those spells a little more risky than they were before. I think that the damage numbers are going to need to be adjusted to make that risk seem a little more worth it. But overall, the big thing that I am for is making martial classes seem more viable and more cool, because let's face it, anyone that's played this game for a long time knows that spellcasting is the way to go. Spellcasters got all of the cool toys, and one way to make a class seem just more unique and cool is to give them special things, or in this case, to take away something special from another skill set or another ability set, etc., etc. And overall, I'm skeptical of this one. I'm going to need to playtest it, but my first impressions are I am for it, mostly just because I think that martial classes need more cool things, and they need that oomph, they need that power. And if that oomph is critical hits, that definitely has an oomph. And I am all for it, and I am excited to see the way that it feels. I am definitely going to be playtesting this in the future with either the games on stream or off stream, and I'm just really excited to see the game finally shift in a major way. There are so many frustrations that I have with the game, and I say so many, that's a little melodramatic. There are a few really prominent things that have bugged me having played as long as I have, and I think a lot of them are being addressed in this just first wave of ideas in this first patch. So that gives me high hopes for the future. And I'm really excited to see what's to come, and I hope that you are too. And stay tuned for, I guess, more content regarding that. I would love to talk more about this. Let me know if you want me to talk more about this. I would love to talk more about it. But yeah, I just wanted to get my first thoughts out there. And yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think that this is a good change? Are you excited for what's to come? Or are you a little weary? I would love to hear more about it just in general. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers.